Foxy boxing. How quick we forget.
Fight Club is about Rebecca, a former illegal pit fighter who gets pulled back in when her sister owes a ridiculous amount of money. Female Fight Club, later retitled as Female Fight Squad, is a feminist action movie filmed in 2015, but not released until 2017, that concentrates on the injustices women face in a male-dominated environment that theatrically debuted in the United Arab Emirates. That's not fair though. It actually debuted on TV and DVD in these very sexually progressive countries. Female Fight Club, in actuality, plays out like a millennial closet misogynist's wet dream. It lampshades the sexual sadism involved in the spectacle of a female blood sport, but then it makes that common mistake of becoming what it beheld and unironically indulging in the same exact spectacle, culminating in a sex scene intercut with a fight scene, as if this film even had the credibility to pull that off. This film makes Showgirls look like something that was released last year by Peccadillo Pictures. But why bitch about a modern day genre film that is less politically aware than it proclaims to be? It's nothing new. Aesthetics no longer define politics. Aesthetics are nothing but politics now. There is no distinction. But where the fuck was I? Ah yes, why the fuck should I care about a direct-to-DVD action film being hypocritical in its message? Well, because when the most entertaining fight scenes in your women's-only MMA film star a 58-year-old Dolph Lundgren, then I've got to start asking questions somewhere. Female Fight Club has the exact same problem that a film like Raised did. It tries to tell a story which features complex emotions and plot twists and all that shit, and does not have the caliber of screenplay or cast to pull it off. These women were cast for their athletic backgrounds, not thespian. It would be awesome if they had both, but few people have. The worst scenes are the scenes with people talking because they are flatly acted and photographed. They obviously had little investment put into them, and therefore any message this film had feels forced and patronizing. Undeserved. Apart from a decent third act, Female Fight Club is an utterly mediocre fight film that displays less personality than a Bloodsport sequel. Fight Valley is about a young woman being found dead after getting involved in an underground fighting ring. Her sister, Windsor, begins training under a respected ex-fighter as she searches for the killer. Now this is more like it. Unlike Female Fight Club, this is a film that has more of an idea of what it wants to be, though admittedly more meat-headed than that other film. 2016's Fight Valley pulls off a more convincing depiction of female fight culture by having active female UFC fighters playing off their personas rather than being made to play actor. Mugging, grimacing and colossal bitching are the name of the game, as it feels like every exchange of dialogue is going to end up in a massive ruck. So it's a ton of fun. It's loud, it's aggressive, it's operatic, it's very Italian feeling, which of course, as a few of my previous videos have shown, I have a leniency towards. I'll try to be balanced with my critique, but I do warn you, it did not take long for this film to win me over. So, I said that the UFC fighters do not play actor and instead play themselves. I guess a more measured way of describing this would be to say that the majority of the cast play it way OTT and therefore make it hard for you to ignore them. What also helps Fight Valley is its New Jersey regional feel, its colourful locations and background artists, tattooed up to the tits like they just walked off the set of fucking Fury Road. The atmosphere achieved is what gives this film the gravitas which its cast do not provide. How the hell this film got a $27 million budget is beyond me, but upon learning of this absurd amount of money, I've become less forgiving of the film's rough edges, such as its poor sound mix and very bizarre cinematography. The moment I saw 2 directors of photography accredited, I knew I was in for a weird looking film. Fake cinema verite would be the most fitting umbrella to put it under, as most interiors adhere to 3-point lighting, yet the camera work for the most part is shaky and sloppily framed. When you think about it, it's a fitting look for MMA, a combination of glam and grit. Fight Valley is probably the only
Foxy boxing
movie you will need to see. It has everything: Fists, grapples, Dixie jeans, lesbianism, thrash metal, New Jersey, geographically confusing montages, and a lot of shouting. For a compelling story and good acting though, I'd look elsewhere. Lady Bloodfight is about an American woman who goes to Hong Kong for personal reasons and gets beaten up and mugged by thugs not soon after arriving. She then is taken in by a martial arts master who trains her to take her place in a formidable fight competition known as the Kumite. Lady Bloodfight is several random fight scenes wrapped up in a narrative of a tournament. So far, so direct-to-video action exploitation. What makes Lady Bloodfight stand out from the rest is, well, nothing. Maybe there is a little more character development here than is usual for these tournament films, and it's set in Hong Kong, but apart from that, the story is just a combination of American and Asian action movie cliches. The acting ranges from mediocre to scenery chewing, and the screenplay makes no effort to sell the Kumite fight competition or even the subculture surrounding it as either evocative, flamboyant, or realistic. The main focus is the cliched story of protagonist Jane, Doe, travelling to a far-off country to investigate the death of a loved one. An unwise decision, as action films have always favoured better with audiences when they are concept heavy in narrative. And if you're trying to be that 1 in 100 that puts character over plot and make it work, then at least find a lead actress that can pull it off, as Amy Johnston has already proved with Female Fight Club that she can't do that. However, not all the blame should be put on Johnston's shoulders. The drama is flat and directionless, and the fight scenes, whilst feeling brutal thanks mostly to some decent foley, feature vanilla choreography, lack emotion, and do not move the story at all nearly far enough to justify their longevity. All that Lady Bloodfight had going for it was a decent cinematographer and a slightly higher than above average budget that allowed for some impressive production value. But apart from that, it's totally uninspired. Right. Now to settle this. Female Fight Club is a meandering pit fighter film further muddled by vague sexual politicking. Fight Valley is refreshingly trashy but lacks form, which inevitably leads to a frustrating non-ending. And Lady Bloodfight is undefeatable in its utter mediocrity. Goodbye.
Shithead.